from Bachelor of Science in Agriculture 1-4. My home address is Purok 2 Macarce, Zaragoza, Nueva Ecija. So for today's video, I'm going to classify 25 weeds including their scientific name, common name, as well as their gross morphology. Without a further ado, let's get started!
There are 15 broadleaves, 5 grasses, and 5 sedges. Let's begin in broadleaves. The first weed I'm going to classify is the Scoparia dulcis. The common name of this weed is Sampalocan. It is belong to the family Scrofulariaceae. The gross morphology of this weed is broadleaves. The second weeds I'm going to classify is the Eichhornea crassipes. The common name of these weeds is water lily. It is belong to the family Pontideraceae. The gross morphology of these weeds is broadleaves. The third weeds I'm going to classify is the Caryospermum halicacabum. The common name of these weeds is Lubolubohan. It is belong to the family Sapindaceae. The gross morphology of these weeds is broadleaves. The fourth weeds I'm going to classify is the Corcorus aestuans. The common name of these weeds is Salsaluyon. It is belong to the family Tiliaceae. The gross morphology of these weeds is broadleaves. The fifth weeds I'm going to classify is the Macrophyllum lateroides. The common name of these weeds is Balabalatum. It is belong to the family Papilionaceae. The gross morphology of these weeds is broadleaves. The sixth weeds I'm going to classify is the Pistia stratiotis. The common name of these weeds is water lily, quiapo, or luluwa. It is belong to the family Araceae. The gross morphology of these weeds is broadleaves. The seventh weeds I'm going to classify is the Malacra capitata. The common name of these weeds is bulubuluhan. It is belong to the family Malvaceae. The gross morphology of these weeds is broadleaves. The eighth weeds I'm going to classify is the Heliotropium indicum. The common name of these weeds is Higadhigaran. It is belong to the family Heliotropiaceae. The gross morphology of these weeds is broadleaves. The ninth weeds I'm going to classify is the Physalis angulata. The common name of these weeds is Potocan. It is belong to the family Solanaceae. The gross morphology of these weeds is broadleaves. The 10th weeds I'm going to classify is the Cleome viscosa. The common name of these weeds is Silicilihan. It is belong to the family Cleomacea. The gross morphology of these weeds is broadleaves. The 11th weed I'm going to classify is the Amaranthus viridis. The common name of these weeds is Colitis. It is belong to the family Amarantaceae. The gross morphology of these weeds is broadleaves. The 12 weeds I'm going to classify is the Ischinuine indica. The common name of these weeds is Makahiyang lalaki. It is belong to the family Fabaceae. The gross morphology of these weeds is broadleaves. The 13th weed I'm going to classify is the Ruellia tuberosa. The common name of these weeds is Papping Pad. It is belong to the family Acanthaceae. The gross morphology of these weeds is broadleaves. The 14th weed I'm going to classify is the Basilicum coristaceum. The common name of this weed is Pansy. It is belong to the family Lamiaceae. The gross morphology of this weed is broadleaves. The last weed I'm going to classify is the Phyllanthus debilis. The common name of this weed is Sampalukan. It is belong to the family Euphorbiaceae. The gross morphology of this weed is broadleaves. After classifying the broadleaves, let's move on to grasses. The first one is the Leptocloa chinensis. The common name of this weed is Palaimaya. It is belong to the family Poaceae. The gross morphology of this weed is grasses. The second weeds I'm going to classify is the Paspalum conjugatum. The common name of these weeds is Colocawayan. It is belong to the family Poaceae. The gross morphology of these weeds is grasses. The third weed I'm going to classify is the Echinocloa glabrescens. The common name of this weed is television. It is belong to the family Poaceae. The gross morphology of these weeds is grasses. The fourth weed I'm going to classify is the Eleucine indica. The common name of this weed is Paragis. It is belong to the family Poaceae. The gross morphology of this weed is grasses. The fifth weed I'm going to classify is the Paspalum scrobiculatum. The common name of this weed is sabong-sabungan. It is belong to the family Poaceae. The gross morphology of this weed is grasses. So we're done in grasses. Let's start in sedges. The first one is Cyperus deformis. The common name of these weeds is Botobotones. It is belong to the family Cyperaceae. The gross morphology of these weeds is sedges. The second weeds I'm going to classify is the Cyperus digitatus. The common name of these weeds is finger flat sedge. It is belong to the family Cyperaceae. The gross morphology of these weeds is sedges. The third weeds I'm going to classify is the Cyperus ilia. The common name of these weeds is payong-payong. It is belong to the family Cyperaceae. The gross morphology of these weeds is sedges. The fourth weeds I'm going to classify is the Fimbristilis miliaceae. The common name of these weeds is bungot-bungot. It is belong to the family Cyperaceae. The gross morphology of these weeds is sedges. The fifth weeds I'm going to classify is the Cyperus imbricatus. The common name of these weeds is obod-obod. It is belong to the family Cyperaceae. The gross morphology of these weeds is sedges.